views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Wow, everyone, welcome. It is so great to have all of you tuning us in and turning us on. It's amazing that we get to chat with you today, and I am so thrilled about today's show. You know, not only do we have Devra Jacobs joining us here today, but Archangel Michael. I am almost positive we're going to be chatting with him today. Devra and I have been spending time together in the miracle, you know, that we're understanding about the shift and the change in the energy in the universe. And really, I call it a miracle because, you know, our theme this year, many of you read our newsletter and you saw that I posted a picture of a star system, which was just revealed to us this year. And that star system is, they say, the most massive, brightest, boom, out there. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't even understand how they're capturing that picture. I don't even care what that telescope is that's floating around over there to be able to capture that. But can you imagine in the day we live in now, we're saying, my gosh, it's one of the most massive star systems, new stars, explosive, being born. And we have grabbed onto that now. Today, Devra and I are going to talk about our theme for this year for the Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio. As I stated in the letter I sent to you guys, a personal message, accelerated expansiveness for incomparable results. Many perspectives on this. This is a special show. It is a call-in show. Today's show is for you out there that you want to hear from Archangel Michael. You want some insight because this is not for Devra and I. This is for all of us here today. Now, Devra Jacobs has been helping others take their message out. She has helped me. We've got something exciting planned, finally, to release a book written. I could go on, but I would love to hear from her. Devra, it's great to have you here. Thank you for today. It's wonderful to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you. It's always great being with you. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Let's kick this up a little bit. You know, someone said to me, you know, I wrote this personal message, went out in the newsletter, and we'll talk about it. And they said to me, what did you mean, Pat, when you said, you know, it came to you? What did you mean by that? But I wanted to ask you that question because things are coming to you left and right. We are now in a world where acceleration, it's not just a theme from us, Devra. As a matter of fact, I got an email from a friend of mine that said, oh my God, did you know that Joel Osteen is talking about acceleration? Well, now I do. But boy, this has been on our template since November. What do you think? What does Michael say? Accelerated expansiveness. Are we on track or not?
Yeah, some of us are. And Michael is here, so if you see me going like that, that's just me talking to Michael. Actually, since 2012, things have started speeding up, and in the energies in the universe, and the veils between what we know as reality and the etheric world are getting thinner and thinner and thinner, to where some of us are seeing through these veils. And the understanding, even through quantum physics now, is that there is this speeding up. And it's almost like jump on the train and get a good seat, or you're going to be left. And so, the messages that Michael has been all about leading up to the new year and into the new year is this acceleration. And it's an acceleration in everything from learning to experiencing, and things that, maybe somebody who's over 40 is sitting there going, well, I'd love to go back to school, but I'm too old. Well, no, you're not, because with the acceleration, you will be able to learn twice as fast now as what you may have when you were 20.
Wow. I mean, isn't that really sort of the number one place to start, Devra? Isn't it in our perspective, our point of view, the way that we see the world of possibilities for ourselves? I'm sitting here thinking about this, and, we're writing a press release for, and I want to thank all of the listeners for, just pointing out and just clicking that button, not just for the Dr. Pat Show, but for the other hosts on Transformation Talk Radio, giving us a nod that we're doing okay. Thank you so much for that. But, our perspective and point of view, we have to change it. We have to look at the can'ts that we have, the doubts that we have. Oh, man, how do we do that?
Michael's saying it's the programming you have. Right. Humans have done a very good job since the beginning of humanity, programming ourselves to believe what other people may say, or believe that because somebody has a certificate or a job title that's, significant, that they're right. And we go into one of two kind of functions. We either just go along because that's what we're being told, and so it's like, okay, that's what we have to do. Or there is this huge energy of fear. And so we buy into it because we're afraid we may lose money. We're afraid we may not have things. We're afraid we may go to war. And Michael's opinion is this is all irrelevant. You can't swear, Michael. All garbage. Sometimes I have to filter him. But it's all garbage. It's all programming. So he says you just have to finally stop, grab your power, and say, no, I choose to move forward at the accelerated pace with strength. And this is where what I sent you, the banner, his calling for 2016 is be strong, but be kind.
Yeah.
And that's huge. People have forgotten kindness. They may do it once in a while and think, okay, I've done my good deed for the year, but it's being kind to yourself and be kind to everybody else.
Yeah.
And you don't have to give up your power to do that. You don't have to become a sheep to do that.
Right. Well, we know that. We know that from seeing people that have come by in the past. I mean, my gosh, anybody ever look at Mother Teresa when she was alive? And, do you ever see, this woman from a physical point of view? And everyone knows about her kindness. Very few know about the strength that it actually took for her to show up in the way she did in this world, right?
Right. And Michael says, and she didn't have to live the way she did in poverty either. That was the programming of that time. If you're going to truly be of service to the world, then you have to be impoverished as well. And that's not true either. You can be rich and have a nice house and all the other things and still do just as much good. It's the programming. It's how we need to reprogram.
Yeah. Let's talk about this, because one of the things that we shared in the newsletter, that we sent out, there was a personal message that I included. And, I don't know, I get these ideas that I'm called to do it. And, of course, it sets everybody a little crazy here about, oh my gosh, okay, the newsletter's got to go out. But, maybe it doesn't have to go out. Maybe we need to take a minute and pause, and in gratitude, speak with our audience who has been here with us for 14 years now, and speak with them in a way that we so appreciate them. And, here's the thing. We have an audience here that isn't counted by the mainstream. That's why in 2007, I came out with a term called the new mainstream in radio, the new mainstream in media. This is fresh. This is a different perspective. This is about, learning and growing. And by the way, it is about women that are now known to be technologically savvy. 92% of them have smartphones. 84% of the 92% take that smartphone and they listen to radio. They are the underestimated group of listeners we have. But of course, you and I have known that because we get to talk with them every day.
Yeah. Well, and Michael says that, women are only underestimated, and they are in many ways on this planet because they've allowed it. And that's part of the reprogramming as well, is be strong and be kind, but there's no reason why anybody needs to be underestimated, right? Except we allow this. There's just so many things that are not correct that we assume. And Michael says, you know what it means when you assume anything. Yeah. So, and that's a human term, and we have to stop it. We have to knock it off and just realize there is an energy stream that is moving around this planet and moving out into other planets that is moving faster and faster. And it doesn't know if you're a dog or a cat or a man or a woman.
Right.
So why would we assume anything?
Right. Well, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Devra and I are going to talk about what does accelerated expansiveness mean? What does it mean for the planet? What does it mean for us? But also, what is this idea, accelerated expansiveness in abundance? What does that mean? Are we so afraid to be abundant right now? Do we think and are holding on to some old beliefs that, oh my gosh, that's all about greed? Well, fasten your seatbelt. We've got some news to share. If you would like to call in and connect with Michael, 1-800-930-2819, think about, where am I cutting off my greater good? Where am I cutting off my abundance? Where do I say to myself, unbeknownst to the rest of the world, I'm so afraid of getting that big? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
The 24th Annual WOW Conference, United We Change the World, is February 11th through the 15th. Featured guests are Dr. Christine Page on Creative Dragon Energy. Dr. Susan Shumsky will show you how to awaken your third eye. And Mira Kelly will present a 2-day intensive workshop on Beyond Past Lives. Join WOW for intimate, experiential, life-changing workshops and evening presentations that will inspire you. You can choose 2 half-day workshops and receive 1 half-day workshop for free through December 31st. Join a supportive community of women on their journey to discover and develop their passions and purpose in life. Women of Wisdom is the place to be. This February 11th through the 15th. Go to thewowconference.org. That's the WOW conference.org to discover all the diverse offerings WOW has to offer you.
A morning filled with dynamic, inspirational music, spirituality, and uplifting messages by TJ Woodward. Come and connect with community conversations and awaken your senses. Awakened Living Sundays with TJ Woodward. Join TJ every Sunday in the San Francisco Bay Area Chapel at Fort Mason and live streaming online 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Pacific Time. To learn more and access the live stream, visit www.awakenedlivingsf.org.
awaken to your radiant, authentic self. For over 15 years, Soul Purpose Advocate Nancy Monson has been focused on leading change in the lives of those looking to live their true purpose. She is devoted to supporting people in living a soul-directed life every day. Let Nancy help you overcome fear, worry, and doubt. Visit everydayspirituality.com to learn how Nancy can be your soul purpose advocate.
The Doctor is in. Tune in to the hit show, The Psychic Love Doctor, with host Deborah Lee. Deborah's life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. Join Deborah Fridays at 2 p.m. Pacific, and for a special broadcast the second Thursday of every month at 11 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Hey, everybody, as I mentioned before, we are taking your calls, 1-800-930-2819. What do you think Archangel Michael has for you today in terms of accelerated expansiveness and abundance, our theme for this year? Many people are coming out and talking about acceleration, Devra, in 2016, expansiveness, but most importantly, they're talking about abundance in terms of completion. I heard someone say that this is a year for completion. All of the, everything I'm getting my hands on to read says, look, if you feel like you've been down and out in 2015, if you feel like you are rolling a boulder up a hill, if you feel like, you're just barely keeping your head up above water, all of that effort will pay off now. And I would love to know if Michael and you could elaborate on that, because many people have said that about last year. It's like, toil.
Some of it is numerologically.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a 9 year, and a 9 is completion. It's reaping all that you have planted throughout the whole cycle. So, I mean, we go through this in an every 9 year cycle. But with the acceleration and the expansion, it's like, dream big, because things are going to be bigger. If somebody's waiting for a raise at work and they're going, I really hope I get a 10-cent an hour raise. No. I want $1 an hour raise. It's expanding. There is enough wealth on this planet that every single person could be a millionaire. They just don't believe it. They think it's that 1%, which, by the way, I think is a lie. I think it's probably more like 10% is considered rich now. The middle ground is going away, and it's going away because of our own belief systems. Mm-hmm. And either you're going to accelerate and expand into that higher tier because you can. You've planted all these great things that are going to be hugely successful through 2016. Or you're going to put yourself in the box that says, oh, no, I don't deserve that, and it must be for people like them that are special, not me. And then what will happen is they will fall below, because that whole middle section is going away. Michael is saying that there shouldn't be any tiers at all, that everybody should be in full abundance. Now, that means whatever that means to them. Some people don't care about money. They care about love. Some people care about money. Some people care about families. Whatever it is to you that means you live abundantly, dream big.
Yeah.
And be happy.
Dream big and be happy. Let's talk about that, because, one of the things that so often we talk about is, or we carry forth, maybe lifetimes, right, is this idea that we have to suffer in order to get. We have to suffer. We have to pay. No pain, no gain. The other part of the message that I got this year is, say goodbye to hard. It's not this year. Ease, grace, and flow. That's it. That's the message. If you're holding on to hard, I got to work hard. I got to write my book. I'm toiling out my book. Every word is painful. Oh, blah, 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 right? And then you and I we had like an epiphany around this as an example of what this means to go from hard to ease, grace, and flow.
Exactly. I have a sign above my desk that I wish you could see. It says, "Do what you love what you do." If you keep that principle, then money's a byproduct. Money's just energy. Love is actually a byproduct of that. Because if you're exhuming the energy that you love yourself, you love what you're doing, you're excited about being alive, then like this, flame and the just draws all the moss to you. If it's effort and work, then Michael says that's when you've kind of hit a wall. And when people hit a wall, there's two things human nature does. They keep pounding their head on it. Never works, just gives you a headache. Or they think they can climb over it.
Right.
And Michael says, come on, turn right or left.
I was on an interesting call, and we're going to go to the phones, everybody. So if you're listening and you're calling in, just give us a second. We want to make sure everybody is calling in to the show today. 1-800-930-2819. We may even, skip a few breaks, but we want to make sure Benny has a minute to pick up. Part of the conversation is, what do we have to let go of as well? And I didn't think in a million years that, a 5-year relationship with a network that we've had with Transformation Talk Radio, a scenario would show up where it would be time for us to move on. And that moving on would open up even more opportunities for our hosts and our listeners. Can you talk about that idea? Do we have to let go sometimes of things? And if we don't do it, does Michael, the angels, the laws of the universe help us with that?
Michael says the angels are out there like this directing traffic.
Yeah,
with
boy.
You. And when you're not letting go of something, you're efforting it and you're banging against the wall.
Yeah.
You want that wall to change for you somehow. Instead of understanding the wall's totally okay being there. And you could turn right or left. Watch the angels for the signs. It may be time, like I run into this a lot with clients where they're on a job and there's just no room for expansion on that job, or they're just not really happy on that job. That's like, so go get another job. Simple. Everything's very simple, but we make it hard. And Michael says, really, if humans want to let go of something that will actually be meaningful, let go of false fear. There is accurate fear. If you're allergic to a bee, don't grab a bee. Be smart and go, oh, yes, don't, nope, okay, back. But to go, oh, God, I don't know if I should put in applications for that job. I don't know if I'm qualified, and maybe I should just stay where that's just inaccurate human thought. It's noise, programming. Turn it off, shut it down. Do something else if you don't like what you're doing. And it really isn't that hard. See, Pat, you know me.
I do.
I moved from Arizona to North Carolina.
Right.
Cost a lot of money. I was there for 1 year and went, nope, this isn't it. And 4 weeks later, I'm back here in Arizona. Now, most people just moving across their neighborhood is a big deal.
Right.
But you have to function on faith and direction for whatever reason. And it took me 10 years to move to North Carolina because I wanted to go. And whatever reason, when I got there, there was the wall and I went, okay, I need direction. Oh, okay, U-turn, going back.
Right.
And I don't sit and go, oh, God, it cost me thousands of dollars. And did I do the right thing? Nah, that's in the past. Anything that's in the past, throw it back there, let it go, and let go of this false fear.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. We're talking about this and talking about moving. I said to Linda, who better be listening to this show right here. I said, hey, why don't you just move here? Why don't you move here? But, me saying that with my personality and my nature, right? And that starburst, by the way, that star system that I shown, somebody had emailed me back about this, amazing starburst system, something that is in the nebulous of Sagittarius or something. I don't understand what NASA talks about. And I think that for some of us to make a move like that, we can do it without looking back. For others, it's a little bit more difficult. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to go right to the phones. We're going to skip the last break. This is Devra Jacobs joining me here today. We're going to let you know how to find out more about her, how you can work with her personally, and what does this mean in terms of action? What do I mean? What does she mean? What does Michael mean when we say fasten your seat belt or not? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Shine On Radio. Find Your Shine with Kelly is the show that celebrates what makes you, you. Join co-hosts Kelly Wadler and Dr. Pat Basili as they break down how to brilliantly fuel and move your body and love what makes you shine. Kelly is a professional arts and wellness coach dedicated to helping brilliant women find their confidence, energy, self-love, and shine. Tune in to Shine On Radio with Kelly and find your shine on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
Transformation Talk Radio is dedicated to the education and awareness of Lyme disease.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Lyme Talk Radio. I'm Dr. Pat, joined here by
Dr. Nusheen Darvish.
Dr. Pat Basili and Dr. Nusheen Darvish will be bringing the most innovative, groundbreaking information, research, treatment innovations, and stories from those it affects every day.
I'm so excited to be talking about this.
We have so much to share.
Dr. Darvish and I are planning to do is connect the dots.
People suffering with all sorts of chronic diseases, it's time. It is time for them to transform.
Tune into Lyme Talk Radio and help keep our mission strong.
For the loyal listeners out there that have been listening to this incredible show on Lyme disease, we are not going to let you down. We're going to come through stronger and enrich the platform for Lyme disease awareness through Lyme Talk Radio. The message will continue, the conversations will become stronger, and the healing epic.
Has asthma or allergies got you singing the raspy blues? Allergy and Asthma Networks is the nation's premier nonprofit patient-centered network of doctors, caregivers, patients, and healthcare professionals who are dedicated to ending death and suffering due to asthma, allergies, and related conditions. Join President and CEO Tanya Winders each month on the Dr. Pat Show to learn more and visit allergyasthmanetwork.org today. Breathe better together with Allergy and Asthma Network.
Have you been seeing numbers like 111 and 222 everywhere you go? Do you feel that the universe may be trying to get your attention, perhaps offering a message of some sort? As it turns out, numerical patterns and certain types of geometry form the very fabric of our reality, from cells under a microscope to the astronomy of our night sky. At Stellar Reflections, we offer special sessions which tap into these patterns, designed specifically to support you on your journey. The 111 and 222 activations are sessions activating new patterns in your energy field, which in turn can help you create new patterns in your life. After just one session with a practitioner, either in person or via distance, clients report gaining greater clarity, becoming more intuitive, and honoring their inner truth as they move forward in their lives. Curious about what these transformational sessions might do for you? Call 425-999-9836 or visit stellarreflections.com. That's stellarreflections.com.
What are vibes? We often use this word, but did you know vibes can actually be useful and help solve our everyday challenges? Embark on an exciting learning journey with Caitlin Keat, 11-time Visionary Award winner, specialist in vibrational energy, and the creator of Vibes Up. Join Caitlin as she takes you through the world of vibrational therapy and energy healing, with natural solutions for a modern world. Visit vibesup.com to learn more today.
Oh, I love that scratchy sound of vinyl. You got to know that even though that may not be the scratchy sound of vinyl, It is made to sound like the scratchy sound of vinyl. Sometimes we have to remember, I'm Dr. Pat, Devra Jacobs joining me here today. We've got Archangel Michael chiming in. For those of you that want to get stepping into, catapulted, just absolutely shot out of a cannon, for accelerated expansiveness and abundance. That is the message. That's our theme for this year. And it's not just for us sitting over here doing this radio show. It's for everyone. It's an energy that I had not experienced since 2003, after launching Crust Busting, dialing a wrong phone number and not hanging up. It is massive, epic. And as a matter of fact, it is miracles in action. Devra, what's the best way for people to find out more about you in the many, many things you do, actually?
Well, probably going to Readings by Devra, DEVRA.com. Readingsbydevra.com says probably pretty much everything about me. Or if you're on Shirley MacLaine's website, I'm the psychic on her website. But yeah, readingsbydevra.com is probably the best way, and you can find out all about me and Michael and my dragons.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about crowdfunding because Michael and Devra had a huge role to play in that for us, and why this Mercury in retrograde has been such a gift for all of us to pause for a minute. Boom. Mr. Benny, let's go to the phones.
All right, we'll take Jess calling in from Rockport, Massachusetts. So, Jess, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jess.
Jess, are you there?
Hey, Jess, are you there?
I'm here.
There
Sorry,
we are.
I had you muted.
Sorry.
Hi there.
Man, are you snowed in or what?
Oh, well, I'm by the ocean in Rockport, and the wind just whipped it across our property. So I'm doing fine.
Okay, good. My gosh, it's great to have you on the show. Devra's here. How can we help you? Devra, jump in.
What's your question, hon?
Hi. So I've been a practitioner and a healing practitioner since '76. I've had sabbaticals, also a real estate broker. But my focus is really on my practice, which has evolved over the years. And I'd just like to hear how I can really propel, as I've only made a commitment to this in the last maybe 5 years, like a real serious commitment. And I do a lot of different things, and I don't focus on one particular aspect. So any feedback you have for me in terms of my vision and making it happen.
All right.
The cannon, shooting out of the cannon.
I just warned Pat that Michael's in one of his little almost sarcastic moods today, so please don't take anything.
Good, okay.
Yeah, he's got his Sagittarius on.
He shoots from the hip, and I gotta love him for it. So
I like that.
What he says is you need to bring your 360 vision down to 60 degrees, because you're doing a lot of little stuff and nothing that you're supposed to be doing specifically. So it's almost like every time you hit that wall, you pick up another rock as another part of your therapy to throw at the wall to see if it'll come down. And that's just not what you need to do. I'm hearing a lot from him about light work. Are you working with lights, vibrations of light?
Yeah. Yes, I believe I do.
Oh, you believe you do? Okay, so Michael says this is what he sees. You can expand and get your niche in the market in your area, but you have to learn. You have to find the information. You have to practice. You have to get the right equipment, and you have to narrow your focus to this energy. If you want to use it for healing work, you can't just suddenly go, come on in and we'll do light work.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're doing. And then he says you will be very successful because you're going to actually, instead of bumping into the wall, you're going to turn right and move into this amazing new energy work.
So could you be more specific? Could you ask what you mean by light work, in that it sounds as though it's more specific than how I've been working in channeling?
It's a technique that you're going to have to go Google and find somebody who's good, but it's a technique where you can actually use different colors of lights and different levels of lights to achieve whatever it is you're trying to do, whether it's relaxation, healing. They also have these instruments you can put on the body that are light. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
And Michael says
laser. There are also lasers too that work.
You can
and
heal joints and stuff, but it's based on the light,
laser energy,
frequency, and energy of the different colors of light.
Yeah.
So he says, go learn it.
No, I do understand that.
Yeah.
So go learn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, here's the thing, too. When you go to research this, and research is really kind of cool, you go on the internet, you're going to be drawn to something. That's not anything I don't think that a Michael or a Devra or I could tell you, because you're going to be drawn to it and you're going to know it. Do you know how popular light energy is right now? Like, here's like a little silly story. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
People want light in creative ways. So the folks that created for the holiday season these lights, that you have these little lights and you can project a holiday message on your home, in your home. This little thing, I forget what it's called, the company that created them, they were sold out in a week. They had to go back and get these little things that you put up, and they just have these images on the house. Like when I came home for my birthday in December, on the garage door was happy birthday. That's what these little light things are about, right? Sold out completely. Now, what was the downside of that? They became so unavailable in the market that people started to steal them from people's lawns. That's how much this kind of light and creativity with light people want, right? Does this make sense to you?
I don't know if anybody saw anything on the news about it, but the coach for the Arizona Cardinals, which lost yesterday,
I know.
His wife has just started a new company where they have this. It's like a relaxation booth thing that they've created. That's one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, and they're not located very many places, but because of what it's made out of, and it has lights built in that do different things. They're using it for heart patients and all kinds of things. And it's all based on light healing.
Yeah. And here's something in vibration. Dr. Dan Cohen, who is a regular on the show, if you want to go find out about modalities, I'm going to tell you this too. When you combine light with sound and vibration, he has created the most amazing chair, folks. I can't even tell you about it. I have one sitting right here. And what he has created is vibration and layered music in this chair, that the shift that I have experienced from this in 2 months is profound, because I can tend to get all clogged up here. And this is really, just for you. Check out Dr. Dan. Check out what he's doing. These are things happening in today's world, like Devra talked about, where the old is like fading away and innovation and creation are in the forefront. So it's up to you now, right, Devra?
Well, Michael just popped in with something that I think is really kind of a cool idea for anybody listening. You know how, like, on every corner there's a sun tanning booth place?
Yeah.
Because people don't want to buy them for their own houses?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool to open a place that had a chair, it had the relaxation booth, had all these modalities in one business?
Yeah.
It would probably make a fortune.
Oh, and by the way, Michael must be telling me, and what if you could franchise it? What if it was something that people all over the world could then use to empower themselves? Remember, accelerated expansiveness and abundance. All right, Jess, you've got your mission now if you choose to accept it.
Well, it's part of how I approach my work, and yet most of it is distance work, so it'll be interesting if I actually take on a particular modality.
Well, it's going to be interesting if you don't take it on.
It's going to be interesting. Well, it's a very interesting direction for where I'm at, and I thank you. I don't typically call in, so.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you so much.
You and I can always do it. We'll call it the Calm Stop.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get Dr. Dan. I can't even tell you what he's doing with the chair now, but it has been proven to do so many things. But this is the world we're living in. Mr. Benny, let's go to the phones. Let's skip the break because I know we got 2 people waiting to call in.
Sounds like a plan. Let's take Amla calling in from Connecticut.
Hey, Amla, welcome again. Good to hear from you.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good now that I'm talking to you. How can Devra, Michael, how can we help you, girl?
I hope you can. So talking about last year, it's letting go year number 9. I've let go of a lot. I'm ready for new. I'm expansive. And I just am looking for deep-rooted, friendships, relationships, connective relationships that I could actually have a conversation with. Because it's just been really tough. It's been very tough.
We got this. Michael's all over this.
Yeah.
First off, as Pat was saying, 2016 is the 9 year.
Yes.
So 2008 was all about money, whether you had it or didn't have it and stuff. 2009 is a completely different thing. But he says for you, this is something I stole from numerologist Michael Brill, and I want you to write it down. Everybody write this down because this needs to be your law of life. Do what you love, not to be loved by others. So if you it's like, oh my God, you mean I've been going to basketball games to meet the right guy and I don't like basketball and I can't meet the right guy? Yeah, you don't love it. Don't go do it. If you do what you love, not to be loved by others, it will create such a shift. And then join things like meetup.com and go do hobbies with other people who like to do the same thing you do. And then you meet great friends. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I know. I've done that, though. Like meetup groups, honestly, can I tell you, Connecticut is kind of I hate to say, I know, Dr. Pack, you're kind of from the East Coast, but it really is a kind of a dull state, I mean, I've been to meetup groups, and they can't even hold a conversation.
I know.
And
I've been to several. Out to the West Coast. I'm just telling you, you come out to Seattle, come out to the Pacific Northwest. And I'm just saying is like it's all about coffee and conversation. You don't even do business until you've had like 9 or 10 coffees with somebody.
Wow, that's cool.
So you have hit the wall, okay?
Yep.
And you're pounding against this wall.
Boom.
Stop and look for direction. Do what you love, not to be loved by others. And if you open up to the universe and say, okay, I'm tired of pounding against this wall or climbing this wall.
I am.
How do I meet people? Boom, something will come up. Either you'll get a thing for a free membership to a gym in the mail or an invitation to go to some art gallery or something that you love. And then those friends will come to you. But as long as you're going, I can't meet anybody, I have no friends, and I'm all alone.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm open. Like, I even went to a singles thing, I'm not kidding you, this past Friday. It was not very good, but I really, just went in there, let's have some fun, and that was it. I wasn't like, let's meet the love of my life, none of that. Just have an open mind.
I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying you're not putting yourself out there. What I'm saying is you have a belief system that as long as you're in Connecticut, it's not going to happen. So Michael says there's 2 things you can do. You can either move out of Connecticut to someplace you think it will happen, or change your belief system and know that there are people in Connecticut with the same mindset and the same likes. And that guy is around. So you're passing.
Yes.
Okay, so here, this is what I want to
think I should move.
Yeah, this is what I want to leave you with.
Maybe I should move.
Listen, there are 5 different things this year. One with 5 A's and 5 I's that came to me over the weekend. The 5 A's are, you ready? Attitude, acceleration, abundance, appreciation, and application. Yeah. Got that? Attitude, acceleration, abundance, appreciation, and application.
Beautiful.
Okay? Those are the I's. But now you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute. What is she talking about? What are the other ones? Okay, let's talk about the I's. Intuition, imagination, inspiration, inclusion, and intention for incomparable results. Boom. This is the energy here. Don't go to any more singles party with the intention I'm looking for a person. Go to say, I am going to be the life of the party. I'm going to shake my booty. I'm going to make sure that I go there and it doesn't matter who the heck is there with me. I am going to have fun when I leave. It is going to be a memory and I'm going to be filled with joy. So that's my message.
And I'm just going to, put a period at the end of your sentence here, Pat, that intention without movement means nothing.
Yeah. I mean,
so I don't care what your intentions are. Anybody's intentions are.
Right. Yeah.
Wayne Dyer and I got into this a lot.
Oh, I'm with you.
About movement is the most important. If you imagine and you move on it, if you intend it, you still have to move on it.
Right.
If you pray on it, you still have to do it.
Let's get biblical for a moment, Michael, right? Faith without works is dead. Thank you for calling in. Mr. Benny, let's go to the phones. Let's keep it going.
Sounds like a plan there. We'll take Shelly now calling in. Shelly, welcome to the show.
Hey, Shelly, welcome to the show. I'd love to introduce you to my friend Devra and Michael. How can we help you?
Devra and Dr. Pat and Michael, I want to talk about my name, Shelly Michael. My last name, I changed that intentionally to be connected to the Archangel Michael of Protection. So I would love to have a conversation about how to get closer to him and hear him better and use him for my divine intuition.
He says that's incredibly flattering, and he thanks you a lot for that, and he's not going to throw you too intense a curveball here. But actually, your closest angel is Ariel. That's your birth angel. That's who brought you in. That's who will take you out. Michael has been around a lot because you call him in. But if you want the closest, most accurate, fastest information, you want to start connecting with Ariel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does that hurt your feelings?
But isn't that archangel the archangel of abundance? Because I think that someone told me that he was my archangel too, and not Michael. But Michael, I don't know. I don't want to offend Michael. But
I says we're all about abundance.
It's right, I know. But you
humans gave them these titles.
We did do that,
and they don't care what us humans think. So, but it does make sense that if you're working, he says keep your last name. He likes it.
Yeah.
But
so Shelly, what other questions do you have for us? Because this is your time. You can get some help here.
Yeah, I would love to be able to just hone in on my skills and my connection with people for the work that we're doing to better create the abundance all around.
I don't usually recommend necessarily a specific person's coursework or anything, but have you worked with Doreen Virtue on angel communication?
No, not directly.
Yeah, you should.
I have some of her card decks. Yeah.
Take one of her classes.
Okay.
There are people that should work with certain people, and I can read your vibration, and you would just excel. And that will give you the communication skills, Michael says, with all of us.
Yeah.
And then you can pick who you want to talk to. So that's our advice for you.
Yeah. I mean, can I ask a question? And Devra, maybe Michael can chime in. We touched upon this earlier in the show. You did, actually. And you mentioned fear. It was the only time in the entire show you mentioned fear. But I'm bringing it up because it's coming up here in a couple different ways, right? You know, one of them is, what is the energy and power that fear takes away from us if we give it airtime? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we're not afraid.
It totally will stop you. I mean, it freezes you. Fear freezes you. It keeps you from moving forward. And this is Michael's biggest irritation, that with all the fear we've bought into and we buy into every time we watch the news. And instead of saying, well, I'm not going to watch the news anymore, instead call your news station, demand they change the news, that you don't want fear-based. Because most people that are gifted, what's happening and where they're running into fear, and this goes for your caller, is, well, but what if I'm not as gifted as Doreen? That's programming. Everybody who is born on this planet in any state, and he believes lots of other animals to, I don't know, I am only relating to humans here, is equally as gifted. They just either haven't learned or haven't practiced.
Yeah. Devra, I want to ask you a question because this is just like, this has come up a couple of times now on the radio. Isn't it hard to be in a state of abundance if our relationship with, quote, money is not right, and or we are afraid to ask for it? You touched about that earlier. I mean, my gosh, if I'm afraid to ask for money or the raise or ask my spouse for an extra $10 to go to the movies, if I'm afraid to do anything around money, how the heck are we going to have accelerated expansiveness and abundance this year? Because we don't want to have the money conversation.
The people won't have it. That's the clear thing. Mm-hmm. As soon as you buy into, and fear, I really hate the word fear because you're supposed to be afraid of a tiger that's about to attack you. You're not supposed to be afraid of being worthy of being rich. I think we have beat the hell out of the English language to mean so many things that it doesn't mean. So let's just say when you have a resistance to something, like you're afraid to ask for a raise is a resistance. It may respond as fear, but anytime you have that resistance, if you can simply go, okay, am I hitting a wall? Mm-hmm. And if so, what is that wall? Turn right or left. Maybe you should ask your boss for a raise, but you should ask for more. Or turn the other way. Maybe you should quit and go work for a better company. Yeah. Find the job first, Michael says.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to a friend of mine She does sales. She is on the East Coast. She does sales. And we were having a conversation and this topic came up. And she said, here's the thing. If in her line of business, if money were even in the forefront of her consciousness, she would be doomed. And she's been doing it in the top, even through the economy, let's say. And I said to her one time, what do you think about the economy? She said, what economy? And I said, well, what do you think about the economy? She said, what economy? And a third time, this is me. This is how thick I am. I'm like, well, what the economic situation? She said, what economic situation? And then the light bulb went on, right?
You don't let anything into your consciousness that won't serve you.
Thank you.
That's in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It depending on what kind of work you're doing, you embrace when you go to work, you either have two choices. You either love what you do and everything else will follow.
Yeah.
And it'll be wonderful. But you don't go in going, well, I love what I do, but I don't really like this one person. Or I love what I do, but the person I have to call for this irritates me. Because as soon as you do that, you have now put this resistance against something you love to do that's making you money. Money isn't a goal. Money is energy. It's a result of doing what you love. Money will follow. Now, there's a lot of people that do anything for money and they may not love it. But you notice those people, the money doesn't stay. It's gone. They get arrested or robbed or whatever. But if you have a true intention of having, beautiful, wonderful things in your house, you're not going, I want $10,000. You're going, I want beautiful, wonderful things in my house.
Right.
So economy. Yeah. I'm in the same kind of business. Plus, I will tell you, anybody who's listening that's in sales, again, what we've done with the English language, you aren't selling anything.
Nothing.
People are buying what they need and want.
Yeah.
And providing that service. If you think you're trying to sell them something, go find another job.
Exactly. It's not about that at all, is it?
No.
Yeah, I love it. Shelley, I hope you're still there. I hope you have a great day.
Enjoy.
Thank you. I am still here. Good stuff. Absolutely.
Boom. Wow, this hour has gone so quickly. Devra, thank you so much for today. And I know there was so much else that we wanted to share, but it is perfect. What's your personal message? What does Michael want to leave us with today? And thank you so much.
Every morning when you get up, think, I am going to be strong and I'm going to be kind.
Yeah.
Period.
Give out your website again if you don't mind.
Readings by Devra, D-E-V as in Victor, R-A, readingsbydevra.com. And I'm on Facebook, too, as Readings by Devra.
Awesome.
And Michael puts out little things on Facebook all the time, too.
It's very cool. Very cool.
I love you. It was great.
I love you, Devra. Thank you so much. And for those of you out there, we're going to take a short break, and coming up, fasten your seatbelts. Paula Bates joining us. We'll be right back.
Preceding audio was via a Skype call.